An extra special spicy salute to everybody out there today. On yesterday's stream, we said, I have a feeling we'll be going live before Monday, and here we are, boys. Here we are. Bitcoin has put on some continuation after yesterday's pretty dang strong close. Let's go. How y'all feeling? How are you doing? What are you thinking? Is it too early to get excited? Is it too late to get excited? I'll give you guys my quick rundown prediction while we hopefully see some more green this morning. One thing that caught my eye actually is as traditional markets opened, one, I didn't hear any kind of earth-shattering announcements. That was a great start. But two, we also didn't see Bitcoin sell off at market open. We've seen this happen almost every single day for as long as I can remember now. At 9:30 East, we have seen these green candles kind of come in earlier in the morning and then reverse to red as soon as traditional markets open. And that was not the case today. These candles are looking pretty good, actually. Pretty good, pretty good. Nice upward bias here, driving Bitcoin's price higher, reaching, oh wow, 90.5 thousand. Let's go. Back in the 90Ks. The daily death cross marking the bottom, it seems, again, for the third year in a row. We won't even go over this. This has happened once each year of this bull run, and each time it has marked the bottom. This time appearing to be no exception, as today's daily candle now retaking the 200-day, and that is actually big news. 90,000 feels good. You've broken kind of your local highs, but what's really important here is retaking that 200 daily moving average, and we can see that today's candle putting a little bit of ground there beneath it at 88.5, currently trading at 90K, looking for a close up here, and things will look very, very good. The death cross came in. We did a lot about them, and we said really they just don't live up to their names. They're not usually bullish necessarily, but they don't live up to their spooky names. We tend to see on Bitcoin specifically reversal, maybe not other assets, but at least Bitcoin when it is in its bull run phase, which I full-heartedly believe we still are. Everybody else was getting bearish. We said this is looking honestly just like last year again. Sentiment roughly around last year in August as we got the death cross, similar all the way back in 2023. Actually, it's right here. In September, when we got the death cross, we saw sentiment and a lot of our indicators, a lot of our chart patterns line up and show us, I'll say, some confluence or just kind of reflecting each other in a way. And here we are. Here we are. So are we going straight to the moon? I don't know about that. That'd be great. But if we look back at the previous recoveries from this run, you will see that the death cross largely marked the bottom, but did not instantly lead to upward movement, did not instantly lead to like moon. We got more grind, more sideways, higher lows, and really just like another gauntlet of price action to run through. And that's likely the outcome. I don't want that to happen. Of course, there's no guarantee just because it happened previously that it'll happen again. But this is just logically, that's what we do here. We look at charts, we try to extrapolate out using logic, not emotion. And that's what we've seen last year and even the year before. In 23, this took, I think this is a little bit quicker, but either way, we saw this essentially resolve to the upside as long as that 50 daily and 200 daily were retaken. Both of those actually started with the test of the 50 before moving up. So, about the 200. So may even actually see price come back down to that 50 test support and move higher. Let's look at this a different way, though. We can say moving averages, etc., whatever, all day, every day. But that's only one way to look at it. My actually final thought on this is because of the low in sentiment and price and this death cross, we really appreciate this upward price action through that. For me, that kind of game theory coming into play there. As people got bearish, the bottom solidified, and that's typically what we like to see to confirm upsides, really. Shout out to Ultra Chaos Steve sending me the Ichimoku cloud this morning. I woke up, you guys know this is before my normal awake time. I woke up People had some charts for me. The Ichimoku cloud on the day, some beautiful signals coming in on this rally. Beautiful, beautiful. We got a cross up above the clouds on the 18th, which is a pretty weak bullish signal, honestly. But we have pushed through the resistance of the cloud on the day, and we are seeing this cloud finally twist, or the winds change, coming in here. Looks like about mid-May. We can see that the cloud changed from green to red originally in January 30th of this year and remained largely as resistance almost this entire time. And now we are testing this resistance, breaking through, and things are looking very, very good on that front, in my opinion. Money flow in the day finally rolling over. This is amazing. It has been a long time. February 8th, we saw that money flow fade into red. Liquidity leaving the space. It continued to accelerate out until about early April. And now it's beginning to fade off. Momentum coming up with that money flow signal with the VWAP. Things are looking juicy if we can get some closes above here for sure. RSI still down at 63, really not even overheated. That could suggest that there's still more room for upside. I like that. This is a hopium day. We're going to be smoking some hopiums here. Removing indicators from the chart. Looking at our daily, we had a descending channel. We said eventually these are solved to the upside. We don't really know when. If we reject from the top of the channel, we were looking for a touch to the bottom of the channel, likely back to March's high. The chart had other plans. We did take a little bit of a long there on the 20th. That closed in profit. And these yellow arrows are actually coming into play here. This is the upside target. This is what you've been waiting for. 93.3. This is where I'm looking for at least the short term on this rally to maybe take a break. This is a very simple way of looking at this chart. Flip over to the yearly candles. Our yearly open was at 93.5. You guys saw me take a short there this year that is still open, not looking quite as hot as it did. But this is the logical upside target. Use that game theory again and consider what happens just with the psychology, with the thoughts of market participants here, as this candle on the year has kind of loomed above us for a quarter as an ugly, bloody red candle. And as price moves up, tests that level, it's going to see that candle flip green. I think that's going to trap in some buyers, and potentially we see a rejection from that level, at least in the short term, then praying for a higher low from 93.5. Let's go back down to the day because I had that kind of lined out. There we go. Maybe something like this. Now, this is, of course, just a projection, just an idea of how this might look. It don't have to be perfect. Maybe a 93.5, 93.3 down to 86-ish for a higher low, and then continuing back to that resistance, breaking it, and looking for further upside. Like, whew, things are finally looking good here. I like it. Hold up. Clean this up. 93.3, there we go. On the month, we can see it as well. This candle turning into a very solid hammer candle. After trading to a new yearly low, we see this bad boy rocketing up, flipping green, and heading towards that previous support, 93.3, really overlapping that yearly level, 93.5, really about the same thing. This is a pretty solid bet here. We only have a week left in the month, but this quarter is still fresh, and our quarterly projection still on track. Almost any large time frame you look at is looking toward this 93.3. Here is my caution and my warning. Getting to this level is when I say this, I would say maybe a few times each cycle. Probably a few times each cycle. This is when things get real. This is when it gets serious. Moving to 93.3, rejecting and failing to hold a higher low on our chart is how the bear market likely will look when it comes. Rejecting from one of these major time frame resistances after being tested for a lower high and then fading lower is how we would expect this when it ends to end. So watch out at 93.3 or 93.5. This is likely a place you can look to take a hedge position for the right trader using the right risk management, etc. It's getting good. It's getting real good. Let's take a look at maybe this week. Man, everything with this rally. Weak bearish signal on the Ichi for the weekly. That's not very exciting. 50 weekly moving average acting as support here again. Not the most comfortable take. I don't love that. The more we test this moving average, the more likely we are to fall through it when we move back to it. But at the moment, seeing that nice springy price action. Seeing that nice springy price action of it. I do enjoy that. I do. Momentum picking up here, man. I think all paths are leading to the 93.5-ish zone. Something to be aware of. Momentum on the month here. Shout out to Flopping Groper. I see him post this all the time. This is something to be aware of. We do have a lower. Is this a lower high? Equal highs, lower highs on the monthly momentum. That's not a great macro setup. People have been asking me, okay, Tommy, call on the bottom or whatever. When's the top? We can call the top. I have not changed my mind. I have not changed my analysis. I still think that the top will come roughly 6-7 months from now, probably in Q4 of this year. Nothing has changed. It is wild, the ride that this chart has taken us on. It has whipped us left. It's whipped us right. And it's, God, sorry. Sorry. Mother. It's whipped us left, it's whipped us right, and it's really just lining back up to be exactly as it always is. It's pretty crazy. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen over the next few months. Anything could. We could see the 4-year cycle break. We could see it hold. But at the moment, I feel like we're right back on track. We have had some capitulation of sentiment at least once a year here, lining up really well with the death cross that we just saw complete. And things are looking pretty good. Into today, watching for that close above 88.6. If we get a close above, looking for maybe 93.5 and then a back test or a move back, a pullback into that 88 zone as support. That would be, I think, the most bullish way to approach this, or the most bullish way for this chart to move. A big signal and something to be watching today. Bitcoin dominance again in this daily, putting on upside, putting on higher highs, 64.5%, heading towards that coveted mystical 66-ish% on dominance. I think we still go higher. I think we see 70s. This is unfortunately more pain for alts, but it might be the final light at the end of the tunnel if we get a big, strong move on dominance, particularly if Bitcoin ignores all of the analysis we just made, moves up towards all-time highs, and we see dominance go nuts. This may be the light at the end of the tunnel for alts. Alts may see a blow-off top on dominance that eventually releases and allows those boats to float as well. But here is the kind of canary, or the signal that I'm looking for, is as long as dominance is rallying, because remember, often, like February 3rd, we have seen dominance rally as Bitcoin's price has fallen. This time, Bitcoin, the signal we've been waiting for on dominance, Bitcoin is following dominance, or vice versa, meaning they're both moving up together at the same time. And this is what we have seen largely the entire run. The February 3rd kind of JPY trade, dominance jump, Bitcoin, all markets kind of sell off was really the exception to the rule. Since 2022, we have seen dominance rise and Bitcoin rise on average together, and that is what's happening again. And that is one thing that we were so excited for on this channel yesterday. When we streamed yesterday, we were saying, this is bonkers. I don't know if it's gonna, I think it's gonna happen today. It did, but it might not. But either way, this is coming, and this is going to signal something big. And I think that something big is Bitcoin taking a ripping off. CME, nice. CME still holding strong at 90.5. These moving averages looking so very good. So very good. Dang. Anything else? Dollar falling. This is maybe a catalyst for all this. The dollar actually didn't hit a lower low today, but a little weak bounce down here at 98, giving maybe a little more confidence in Bitcoin, maybe a little financial crisis bringing all the bits to the yard. Does seem to be that way. Stocks opened green as well. Interesting. After trading inversely to Bitcoin yesterday with the red candle, stocks opening green. This is not anything I'm going to get excited about. It's up 1.7%, but really it's just slightly above where it opened yesterday. Maybe looking to fill these gaps. Am I wrong? Am I being too bearish? That does happen. I do get a little bearish on stocks at times. Well, we did call the top, so yeah, no. Maybe we earned it. Maybe. I don't trust it yet. Don't trust it yet. TBD, TBD. Gold. Here is the other signal. So we have Bitcoin dominance and one more signal to be looking for today, traders, and that is gold. If gold is pulling back, things are probably getting back on course here. Gold has been absolutely ripping while stocks and Bitcoin and crypto have been struggling to get bids. And as gold is taking a little breather here, that's probably a good signal for continuation of this move. If gold moves back to all-time highs, that's likely to suggest more uncertainty in the market and likely to suggest that this run is going to be shorter lived than we might hope. Gold did hit 3,500, a nice psychological clean number. It has pulled back since then, but this is still hardly a pullback to be afraid of. We're going to have to see this move flushed out a little bit, but if gold continues back to this 3,300-ish zone, I think that's going to be the green light for Bitcoin to continue here today. Man, this is looking good. Hourly close, and we didn't instantly lose the gains. Beautiful. 5-minute flagging out. 93 target is looking juicy. Looking very juicy. Okay. Looking so juicy. Let's see. It's awesome. Cool. Oh no. Oh no. Likely more upside today. I really wanted to jump on and update you guys, give you guys a little bit of the hype, a little excitement here. We've earned it. It has been miserable. Things are looking a little bit better. Don't write off the house, go long quite yet. But just remember this next time you feel really, really bearish, really down about this whole space and this whole activity or this whole investment. Things can turn around very quickly, faster than you expect, much faster than you expect. And when they do, they are strong, they are powerful, and they will melt your face. Keep your eyes peeled on those signals today, guys. I actually have to run and have breakfast with my mom. But we may be back. We will see. Keep your fingers crossed. Watch gold, watch Bitcoin dominance, and stay bullish, my friends. Things